Hey guys, Jess here with Offbeat Life, bringing you our September 2019 budget report. A little late, a lot of work going on lately, but get it done as soon as we have time every month. So, diving right in, September was a fantastic month. Couple positive surprises. Couple? I don't know. There's a positive surprise. I'm just saying words now. Let's just jump right in here. So, for income, we budgeted $500 for RJ's part-time merchandising job with Anderson with A-Merch, and he brought in $584.97. He usually brings in closer to $600, but I usually go with the low end just so that we're not under. And I think he had to take a day off for a trip for work. I think somewhere in that month's worth of pay. But he still came in over by $84.97, so no issues there. I didn't budget anything for RJ for Driveline, but we did put some work through him because they're avoiding overtime right now. So we kind of have a little loophole where I'm like, oh, just put it in his name, and then he gives me his login information, and I just report it. I do the work, but I report it under his name so that they don't have to worry about overtime. I get all the money. Well, we get all the money, and it just goes under his name. So under his name, we brought in $82.42, which was completely over budget for Driveline. Oh dear Lord, it's been just crazy lately. I should have it winding down a little bit into the fall, but yeah, just a lot of mayhem going on right now. But I budgeted $1,230, which is pretty big for September, and brought in $2,220.13, which was $990.13 over budget there. Just crazy hours, a lot of hours. I think we managed to not bring in any overtime in those paychecks, but well, there might have been some in the first one, but tons of mileage. God, I'm just all over creation. It's a lot. So I started back at Hasbro, and I started back at the beginning of September, but the way the pay rotation is, there's only one paycheck in September, but there will be three in November. So I budgeted $200 and brought in $313.28. I think it was because they said, oh, it's September, we'll just have you work one day a week. And then, of course, after like the first week, they said, well, can you do more? So I had an extra shift in there. So that was $113.28 over budget there. At the bar, I budgeted $400 for 4 shifts, one a week. But it was a pretty good month, and I brought in a bunch of extra tips, and I brought in $706.14, so that was $306.14 over budget there, which was awesome. For my side hustle, light bookkeeping, and now bar management, or at least social media management and advertising and promotional stuff. I budgeted $240, brought in $267, so I was $27 over budget there. I think I had a couple long days, but then a couple days I had to cut short, so it all kind of balanced out, pretty normal. And then I always forget about this, but I mean it's good to forget about money coming in, not money going out, right? Like if you had to pick. So every year, I think this is a New York State thing. We get a property tax relief check. Don't just reduce the cost of the taxes. We'll just give you your money back, whatever. Can't really opt out of this one. So our property tax relief check came in. That was $560.46, which, I mean, it was a nice surprise, but again, it's like, hey, thanks for giving me my money back, whatever. So $560 over budget there, which was a big chunk of our overage. So we budgeted for $2,570 and brought in $4,734.40. We brought in an extra $2,164.20. We almost doubled our budget again, which is pretty awesome, guys. So scroll up down a little bit here. So going into expenses, again, most of these are just bills that, we know what they're going to be ahead of time, and they stay that way, so not a lot of change here. Mortgage is right on, $693.36. Electric, we know what that's going to be a couple weeks before we finalize the budget, so that was $85.39. Garbage wasn't due in September. I believe it's due. Yeah, it's due in October. I probably got to pay that today. Car insurance was $138.69, right on the dot. Gas, we budgeted $350 and we spent $352.98. This was my math error. Somehow, one day when I got gas, when I put it in the budget, I put it in as $20, but it was 25. So at the end of the month, we're like, "Hey, we're under budget on gas for once. This is amazing. Like no cheating. Like I didn't use any tip money or anything. Like we were under budget on gas by like $2." And then I went to balance the budget, and I was off by $5, and I found it, so we were over by 3. So that was a bummer, but not a big deal. We were over by $3 in gas. For groceries, we budgeted $300 and came in at $299.44. Just made it. Just made it. And you know what? It wouldn't have been so close, but that last grocery trip, I wanted a candy bar and I got it. So there's that. Anyways, the dog needed food in September, so I budgeted $35. Luckily, it was on sale again, because if you remember in the past, I budgeted $35, and then every once in a while it comes off sale. It's always on sale, I swear, it's always on sale, and then every once in a while it comes off sale, and I'm over budget. But it was on sale again, so it's $34.55, 45 cents under budget there. Our phones, these changed a little bit. We budgeted, I mean, a little bit. $49.38 for RJ's phone and $38.43 for my phone. I just use less data. He's got a larger data plan than I do. And his came in at $49.60 and mine came in at $38.60. So for whatever reason, his went up 22 cents, mine went up 17 cents. Not a big deal. I left them at the old amount in October to see if they were going to go back, if that was like a one-time thing, but they seem to have stayed at this, so it's going to be off again in October, and I fixed it for November. So there's that. Cable are just internet, which again, I mean, we're not like in our like Gazelle intense mode, I guess, at this point. So I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's still outrageous that we're paying $84.63. We're just being super lazy about calling them and being like, "This is outrageous. This is just internet, like just internet. We don't have cable television, anything like that. This is just our internet." So it's outrageous, but we pay $84.63 for that. $8.99 for Hulu. That's right on. Or I'm sorry, $8.99 for Netflix. $5.99 for Hulu. Those are right on. $33.46 for RJ's Lightroom subscriptions, which end up going through the business as a business expense anyways, but we ended up moving them into the household budget before we started tracking the business expenses, so we just haven't moved it back. I budgeted $50 for Gav's clothes because I get him clothes twice a year. Secondhand, Salvation Army. We usually do a spring-summer run and a fall-winter run. So I budgeted $50 for that, spent $48. Let's see, we actually only spent, it's so funny how it works out, $32 on clothes, like budget pay, well, how much did we actually get? We got probably 2 or 3 pairs of pants, bunch of shirts, some pajamas. So, I mean, I got him a bunch of clothes because it's Salvation Army and everything's pretty reasonable. And then the other chunk of the budget, $15.46, was just a new pair of sneakers, which is still also really reasonable from Walmart. But so $40 exactly, so we were $2 under budget there. Words. And then for miscellaneous, we budgeted $50 and spent $42.32. Let me move my face here. Which keeps disappearing on me. I don't know what it's doing. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we spent $42.32 on. Oh, I got a pair of jeans too when I went shopping with Gav to get his fall and winter clothes. I needed. The cat took off and the dog decided it was a good idea to chase her. I needed a new pair of jeans like badly, like mine had holes in the knees because I always blow out my knees because when I work, when I'm doing merchandising, I'm always kneeling. Yeah, so I always blow out my knees, so I needed a new pair of jeans. So I got a new pair of jeans for like, God, $4, $5. RJ got a French press of sorts. It didn't call it a French press, but it works like a French press. It was basically so he can do his cold brew at home because he tends to spend way too much money on Dunkin'. Loves Dunkin'. He uses his business card for it because, food and stuff like eating out like that, he can write off as a business, or at least write half of it off as a business expense. But he got that, so he's making more coffee at home now, his cold brew. I picked up a box of allergy meds because, oh my God, it hit me like a brick wall in mid-September, my allergies. It was really bad. Litter for the cat, that's always like a hit or miss. Sometimes if we have enough money in groceries, I'll run it through groceries, but if we're running tight on groceries, which is clearly what happened here, I just throw it in miscellaneous. Um, Bottle of Airborne for Gav, because once school starts, we put him on kids' airborne gummies just to get his immune system up and fighting against the just assault of germs from elementary school. And oh, and I got a couple mums because it's fall, and I don't know if that's like a northern thing or if they have those in the south or wherever other people are from. But I got some mums to put in our little planter on the front porch because it's that way. It makes a difference. So 42.32, we were 768 under budget there. Total spent in expenses, we budgeted 1923.32 and only spent 19.16. Look at that, it's an exact dollar amount. That makes me so happy. So, all of that being said, here's the fun part. So we had, instead of 646.68 left over for savings, we had $2,818.40 left over for savings. So I put the planned $100 into the car fund because we're sitting at 285,000 miles and still cruising along, but I know it's going to need to be replaced. So that brings that account up to 2432.30. The emergency fund, I was going to put 546.68, basically the remainder of the savings into it, but because we had so much money, I decided to top it off. So $1,892.62 into our emergency fund brought us up to $10,000. That is 5 months of expenses. Baby step 3 is done. Oh my god, we're on to baby step 4, but not really. I'll explain that in a minute. But we still had money left over after that, which is madness. So even though we didn't budget for anything, we put $825.78 into the home maintenance fund, bringing that up to $6,364.14. Goal for that, which I am optimistic that that will be met at the end of October, is $7,800, and basically that's $5,500 to do our driveway and the $2,300 to do the blown-in installation, which we're gonna get him out here to do it. Like this should have been done like a month ago, but that's sitting in our checking account, not our savings account, just waiting for him to do it. So as of the end of September, we have $18,796.44 in savings. Granted, a little less than half of that is earmarked for expenses that are going to occur in the next few months, or at least in the next 6 months. But nonetheless, that's a pretty awesome feeling. And then in terms of the baby steps, so we finished baby step 3, super exciting. Next plan is to I'm only going to pause baby step 4 for like 2 months because I think my plan for the next 2 months is, or not November, or no, we're in October. Oh my God, help me. October, I'll finish the home maintenance fund, probably crank up the car fund a little bit more. And then November and December, the plan is to basically just kind of finish out the year by throwing money at the mortgage, build up some equity there. So we're going to do kind of a jump to baby step 6 for a little bit. Then in the new year, we plan on doing baby step 4 and baby step 6 simultaneously. So, right? 4 is the retirement one. We'll be doing an IRA and paying down the mortgage. So that's the kind of plan, you know, not depending on other things that come up. I mean, there will be other things we do around the house, but that's kind of the plan for now. So that's how our September went. I hope yours went awesome. Let us know down in the comments how it went, and we will be back again soon with October because we're already partway through. We'll see you guys again soon.